Now, I've played that video quite a bit on the old gas bag on Music Box, but this isn't a gas bag, and I'm not playing that video because someone else is, because we've dragged someone in and asked them, well, you play as your favourite 12 videos, and that person is Phil Lynott. Phil, welcome. How you doing?
How you doing?
Good. I should give it Philip Lynott, you know, properly these days, isn't it? Philip. Your choice of videos, not an easy thing putting a choice 12 videos together, is it? Or however many.
Because there's a difference between visual and audio. I mean, I'm not crazy about that tune, but I think the video's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, of the videos you've picked, some of them you picked for the tune, some for both, and some for
Well, I tried to pick some for the visuals, and a few.
And it's great the way he sends everyone up in that video.
Yeah.
I mean, is that something you like to do yourself?
No, it's something I like to watch other people do.
Yeah. Would you mind sort of having the mick taken out of you by someone like that?
Oh, it has been many a time.
Has it really?
Yeah.
Who's done that then?
The girl I was with last night.
You shan't go into that now. You were celebrating last night, weren't you?
Yeah, Barry McGuigan won the World Championship, so with him being Irish, you know, on myself being Irish.
Proud patriot that you are. It must be a heck of a thing to celebrate that. No.
Well, we've only had 2 World Champions.
Yeah.
You know. This year's been a good year for us with Dennis Taylor winning the snooker, and Norman Whiteside scored in the FA Cup.
And you back in the charts again?
Yeah.
Back in the charts on 2 occasions, you and Gary Moore, and you've done the Brantford fundraising record as well, the Walk On.
Yeah.
That's great. Why did you get involved in that?
Because I'm a big football supporter. I support Manchester United.
Yeah.
So I thought, there, but for fortune goes you or I. So I mean, I was asked to turn up, and it was easy enough. I'd done a thing for Save a London Child the week before, and somebody told me that there was going to be something, and would I turn up? And I said, yeah. So
we've done a lot of charity stuff in your time.
I think the thing about rock musicians or pop stars or whatever, when they're asked to do charity work, most of the time they will, if they know that the money's going to go to the charity, and if, you know, they're not being used, you know, too blatantly. So, yeah, I mean, I know it's become fashionable, like with Band-Aid and USA for Africa, and now this one and stuff. Well, if it's going to be fashionable, long may it be in vogue.
The attitude has changed a lot, really, hasn't it? There's a lot more responsibility suddenly, and it actually does get through these days. You can see it getting through, like the Band-Aid project.
I mean, when Band-Aid actually gives more than the government. I mean,
and that's a nice one over as well, isn't it?
Well, I don't know if it's a nice one. I think government should give more, and people should give more. I mean, the Northern Hemisphere has far more than the Third World, and they should give. I mean, it's simple. I mean, they call themselves Christians or whatever. Give, you know. That's it.
Someone who advertised the fact that he's a Christian quite blatantly, really, is Prince. Your choice in the next video is 1999. It says on my scrawny little list here, which we scribbled down. Why did you choose Prince? You admire the man?
I think he's a good actor to watch. And a lot of people dislike him. I like him an awful lot.
Why is that?
If he was taller, he could be my brother.
Well, here it is, the lesser-known brother of Phil Lynott. I didn't realise that. This is Prince, 1999. So much for Prince. Not a million miles away from Prince is your next choice, Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, well, if Prince is my younger brother, Hendrix is my older brother.
He's your older brother.
Yeah.
Not many people know these things, you know. Revealing your... Hendrix, an influence to you in the early days?
Big influence, yeah.
Yeah?
I like Hendrix an awful lot. I never actually seen him live, but he said a lot.
He was one of the first sort of black rock artists, wasn't he, apart from Chuck Berry, of course, who rewrote rock and roll. I think barring Chuck Berry, Bo Diddley, I suppose I'm wrong here, there's all those others. He sort of invented heavy metal, really, didn't he?
No.
No? You wouldn't say?
I don't think so. I think he was the first black artist that was sold to the white public.
Yeah.
And they accepted on a sexual basis. So.
Thanks to Chas Chandler.
You're a bit late catching up, you know.
I wasn't around then.
Tough. I was.
Hendrix, we lost him though, didn't we? Unfortunate circumstances and the like. I mean, that's still happening. You were talking about Malcolm Owen from the Ruts, who was a friend of yours as well. I lost him. I mean, what do you do to stop that sort of thing happening? Do you get involved in any kind of drugs benefits or anything? Or?
I try to, yeah. I mean, I'm notorious for being busted, but I am anti-drugs for other people, yeah. Like he says, have you ever been experienced? I wouldn't advise people to do it.
No. Well, Well, he didn't survive, but say he survived, but he didn't. Jimi Hendrix. All the videos you've seen so far have been chosen by my guest today, Phil Lynott, as well as that one, The Weather Girls, It's Raining Men. Unusual choice, I think, really. I didn't think you picked that sort of thing.
Well, I like the way she sings so high in it, you know. So, and I think it's a funny video.
You looked for comedy in video.
When I seen it the first time, I mean, they showed this, I don't know about, you know, where it's been shown now, but when they showed it the first time in England, you know, they showed it and about a year later it became a hit. Because,
that's right.
And I think it had a lot to do with that video. I think it shows you the power of video.
Do you think that's fair, though, that someone can have a hit, regardless of the song, as long as like, the video is good? You know, nice song sharing about the video argument.
Well, the song is really good.
Yeah.
You know, that's the point. And the video was really good. But the point was that the video brought the attention of the song.
To the song. But
you
so
know,
often...
I mean, there's lots of songs with good videos and bad songs. Like, say, for example, the earlier one of David Lee Roth. I don't actually rate that as a song, but I...
What, California Girls?
No.
Oh, but the Just a Gigolo one. I thought you meant his earlier.
That's the one, yeah.
Yes.
Well, big California Girls as well. I don't like that either.
Yeah, unusual choice for him to do something like Just a Gigolo. Do you ever see yourself doing that sort of thing?
No, because I don't like it. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I don't like the song, but I like the video.
No, I mean doing something that people wouldn't really expect you to do. Like, you know, Sting has done like the jazz sort of thing. Sort of break away from rock and do something. Do you ever get the temptation?
I expected Dave Lee Roth to do something like that, and I expected Sting to do jazz.
So we can't expect you to do anything like that.
I listen to the music, see, so you can hear the influence. You can hear that Sting has got a jazz influence.
Yeah.
And you can hear that David Lee Roth is a born star, you know.
Silly question, the obvious one. What are your influences? Anything outside of sort of rock and roll?
Soul-y, sort of.
Yeah.
Bluesy. You know, figments of the imagination and facts of life and the influences.
Yeah, so you got Tina Turner video in later on in the show. Big Tina Turner.
Sex.
Talking about sex, he asked me to choose the sexiest video I could think of at the moment.
Because I was stuck picking the video, so
yeah.
This is one you picked, so let me ask you the question.
All right,
Why did you pick this video?
Well, it's blatant, for want of a better word. It's absolutely blatant.
Okay, well, let's watch this blatant sex.
It's called Axel Bauer. You know, Axel Bauer is the artist, and the video's Cargo. Do you want to introduce it?
Yeah, okay. You just did it.
I give up with this, lad. I give up.
Ventriloquist.
ZZ Top's Legs. But there again, you already knew that, didn't you? Not surprised you chose that one, actually, Phil. The contemporary face of rock. I was thinking of it.
Yeah, well, ZZ Top were always a good live act. We played for them a few times.
Did you?
Yeah.
What, in the States?
Yeah. And I just thought, with the advent of video, it was just a matter of time before a band like ZZ Top would come through, because they are so visual.
They've actually managed to cross over the power, well, not the power, but the novelty of their live act, really, onto video, haven't they? Yeah. So, what do you think, sort of rock at the moment, the current rock state sort of thing? ZZ Top's taken a long time to get going, to get new recognition. Lots of young American and British heavy metal bands happening. Do you sort of follow them at all?
Yeah, I think for heavy rock, I mean, it's definitely got to look to America now, because England's so much fashion, you know, and recording techniques with, you know, the new instruments and stuff. So, whereas England is, you know, experimenting with the sounds for the future, I think America is enjoying the sounds for today, you know, like the hard rock sounds. And they're actually better musicians in America than they are in England, but
do you think that's fair?
they're better technicians in England.
Yeah, but it's the soul that you get in the British stuff
our music
as well.
is soul, yeah. I mean,
the feeling from a lot of British acts tend to be able to get together. The Americans, it's a bit sort of almost industrial in some respects, isn't it?
As far as the media is concerned, it's a bit. It takes longer to get up the charts and longer to go down, but because it takes longer, you become better at it. You know, whereas in England, if you look funny, you can become a novelty act and get a couple of hits because you're a novelty act.
Talking about novelty acts, as I said, I'm not surprised you chose ZZ Top, but I am surprised you chose something from Divine, so you think you're a man.
Yeah. Well, I've seen Divine. Well, I'm a good friend with Steve Strange.
All right.
And Steve used to run Camden Palace. And the first time I seen Divine, he did this number live at the Camden Palace. And he took me back, so ever since I've been a big fan.
You work a lot with, well, not for a while, but the likes of Rusty and Major and all that. He did, what, Yellow Pearl?
Yeah. Midge was in Lizzy for a while.
That's right, I've forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Not really, it wasn't sort of widely publicised, it was hinted at. It was before he joined Ultravox, after he left the Rich Kids.
Yeah.
He played guitar, replaced, who was
Gary.
it at the time? Gary at the time.
Gary now,
Good grief. We're back together with Gary now, aren't we?
Yeah. So, well, I've always, you know, you can take... I always like to go around and catch the new bands, you know. I mean, I like music, so that's the point. So, being in London, you have to find out what's going on. Well, I do, and I did.
Well, he's one of the things Phil spotted when he was in London. Saw him at the Camden Palace. Divine. I don't know, the sort of thing that goes on at the music box. While you were watching that, we were talking about our teeth. He's better set of dentures than me. I tell you, don't worry, man. Please. Don't worry. Talking Heads. I've been trying to work out if perhaps there was a connection between you and Talking Heads in one way or another. I can't think of one, is there?
No, other than the first time I went to New York, I really liked the town. Everybody said New York is heavy. And I went, and the first time I went, I seen a band called the B-52.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I seen Willie DeVille, you know, Mink DeVille.
Yeah.
And
Still going strong as well, doing festivals.
and Talking Heads when they were a three-piece.
Yeah.
And I really liked them. I just liked their attitude, and of course they went on to become big and famous. And then I was at home, I was in Ireland recently for Easter or something, you know, and they've got these new jukebox video machines. Anyway, somebody put it on, and the reason I was home was for a wedding, you know, and a friend of mine was getting married, so you must wear a suit in Ireland, it's very traditional. And I seen this suit and this guy was Talking Heads, and I said,
big blue thing, yeah.
that's a bit like the suit I'm getting made for this wedding. Every time I see it, I think of this guy getting married.
Did you get the suit in the end?
Yeah, I did.
You got one?
Yeah.
You should
I
have
bought
worn
it
it.
off David Bourne.
Wouldn't surprise me. There's the link then. Nah, don't believe a word of it. They're a bit arty though, Talking Heads. I mean, do you ever want to get arty that sort of way? I mean, you're pretty direct in your approach. You know, sort of hint at the mysterious, really, do you?
Art has always appealed to me, you know, like, I mean, my vocabulary is about 200 words, but my mental vocabulary is fairly large, because I read an awful lot in it.
What do you read? What, novels or...?
Everything, you know, from sort of comics. Have you checked out the new comics that are about?
I read Marvel comics.
Yeah, well, yeah. Marvel, there's a whole new thing happening in comics now. Marvel was the 70s. There's a whole new set of comics.
Talking about 2000 AD? And
no, I'm talking about American Flag. Have you read that guy?
No,
that's outrageous. And Ambush Bug.
No,
check them out. They're
really?
Fun, yeah.
I'll do that. I'll go out shopping later.
New cult,
get some books and stuff. Right, next choice. Reading me notes here, scribbled piece of paper. Twisted Sister.
Again, New York. And I knocked about with Eddie from Twisted Sister. And I figured because I was in a hard rock band that people would expect me to pick hard rock sound, so, you know, when in doubt, pick a friend, and these are friends of mine.
This is your token nod towards hard rock?
Well, no, these are friends of mine, so I like them.
Yeah?
Twisted Sister.
Well, we've had Phil Lynott's older brother, we had Phil Lynott's younger brother. Here's some personal friends of Phil Lynott this time around. This is Twisted Sister. On video, and in the flesh in the studio, Phil Lynott. What's it like watching yourself on telly? Do you get paranoid about that?
Yeah, I hate it.
Really? Come on, you're an egotist, man. You can't.
No, it's okay when I was younger, you know,
yeah.
But now I just get paranoid.
That single, it's political, quite political. So at last you've come out and said something. What drove you to do that?
What do you mean at last?
I'm
saying things on me bleeding life.
Really?
Yeah.
Can't say I've noticed.
Yeah. So.
What drove you to, in that instance? I mean, it deals very particularly with
Gary
Ireland.
wrote that song.
It's his song.
Yeah.
Now you're back together again after Grand Slam have folded. I didn't know they folded. I thought you'd just given it a bit of a rest. You've folded with Grand Slam.
No, they all left me. So.
They left you?
Forced to go solo.
Was he pushed or did he jump? No. Back with Gary Moore, patched up old differences and everything there. You went through a period where you didn't get on that well, or I'm led to believe. Is that right?
Yeah, we didn't get on for a while, but I mean, it was 3 years ago. And to promote a single, everybody's jumped on that particular story. So.
How do you control all that sort of thing? I mean, there's so much...
I don't.
You can't?
You know, you can't
give up?
control the media at all. They go mad. They pick up on the weirdest things, you know. And then, it's whatever's popular at the time.
What's that weird guitar-like thing that Gary's playing in
The
that?
syntax, yeah.
Syntax, I didn't...
Yeah, you can play them like a keyboard. The strings are only there
Yeah.
because when you play it, they're only there just as a token gesture, just to show you the notes, so you don't have to relay on your instrument like a keyboard. You know, they're really for guitar players to come to terms with synthesizers, so they can play things the way they do.
The crossover instrument.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, a synthesizer really has the full spectrum of sound. I don't see why it just has to always be keyboards, and I don't see why guitar players should have to relearn, you know, keyboards. I think the sound should be there for the musician.
Just coming back to
the instrument.
Just coming back to the subject matter of Out in the Fields.
Yeah.
Ireland, obviously.
Ireland,
heavy strains of the Civil
with
War.
the two of us, with him being from Belfast and me being from Dublin, obviously Ireland was at the forefront. But it's just a general anti-war song. But I mean, obviously we leaned it more towards Ireland because it related more towards us. And you always talk about what you know, rather than what
Stuff
you
that means something too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're doing something again with Gary before long, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, due to the success of this one, and even if this one really hadn't been successful, it was successful as far as we was concerned because we enjoyed doing it and we liked the end result. So he's going to work on my solo album and I'm going to do a couple of touches with him.
New single together before long?
Well, I'm sure they'll find a way for us to do it.
How about gigging? Have you finally retired from gigging, or are you going to get back to it with Gary?
No, because I've got a solo deal now. So I'm going to do the solo album, get a band together and go out on the road, hopefully by the end of this year.
I shall look forward to that immensely, because I must confess, I missed Thin Lizzy. I never saw Thin Lizzy. That was only a nipper. Sad, really. Wonderful. Your last choice, Tina Turner.
Yeah, well...
We talked about her briefly earlier on.
A friend of mine is John Sykes. He's with Whitesnake now.
Yeah.
He's being Thin Lizzy. And we went to I'd seen Tina Turner a few times, so I took him down to see her. And he fell in love. So, you know.
Lovely way to end the show. Someone falling in love. That's sweet. Phil,
so
thank
this
you.
is for John Sykes.
For John, all right, there you go, dedications. John, if you're watching, hope you enjoyed this next one. Phil, thank you very much for coming in, mate. Thanks for braving the heat and everything. No mean feat. It's warm in here. You've no idea exactly how warm it is, hence the undone shirt. That's it from me for now. That's also it from Phil. We'll see you again before long. Ta-ra.